Hey everyone, it's Dale here. In this video, I'll show you how to read any chart, even if you have zero experience. You know, traders often overcomplicate things, but the truth is that any chart only consists of two things. And once you see it, you won't be able to unsee it. So let me show you. So what you see before you, this is a 30-minute chart of the euro dollar. And what I want to show you is that every chart could be divided into two things. Either the price is rotating or the price is trending. So let me show you here. In this recent development, the price was trending. Before that, there was a rotation. Before that, there was a trend. Before that, rotation. Before that rotation, there was a trend. Before that, rotation and another rotation in here. See, this is how you can divide any chart into either rotation or a trend. Doesn't really matter the time frame that you guys use. This is a 30-minute time frame, but you can also do this in a daily time frame, for example. Let me just switch the time frame real quick and go to daily. So in here we have a downtrend. Before that there was a rotation. Before that a trend. Before that rotation. See, it's only those two things, either rotation or a trend. Rotation takes place in around 70% of the time, and trend is around 30% of the time. Okay? Now, what I want to show you in this video is that you need to use a different strategy for trading rotation and a different strategy for a trend. Okay? So let me start with a little drawing, and first I'll draw a little rotation here. So this is how market looks when it is rotating, right? And when it is rotating, you want to look for shorts in this area, and you want to look for longs in this area, in the bottom area of the sideways price action. Okay, so it is longs from here and shorts from here. This is how you trade a rotation. Now, when the market is trending, you need to use different strategy. So let me draw a little uptrend here, and let me show you how you trade this. When there's a trend, you want to trade the pullbacks. So you want to enter along from this place, then wait for another pullback long from this place, then another pullback, and here you go long again, right? You trade pullbacks and you trade in the direction of the trend. Okay, so this is the difference between trading a rotating market and a trending market. Okay, you need to use different strategies. You can't use one universal strategy for both because it would fail. Okay, trading rotation is different to trading trend. So this is the main idea, but now I know what your next question is. Where do we enter the trades exactly? How do we go about this? Well, I'm a firm believer that we, retail traders, we need to follow the big guys, right? The big trading institutions who move and manipulate the market. Studies show that it's around 70% it's the big guys, and the rest, the 30%, it's the retail. Now, this applies to most of the instruments. It's a bit different to crypto, but most of the trading instruments is 70% is the big guys. And I believe that we need to know what those big guys are up to, because those guys move and manipulate the markets, okay? And the best tool that tracks the activity and footprints of the big guys is volume profile. So that's why I recommend everyone to use volume profile to see where the big volumes are traded, because that will help you to trade with the big guys rather than against them. Okay, so let me show you. I'll do a little drawing again, and I'll do a drawing of a rotation. So when the market is rotating, you want to trade shorts from the high border of the rotation or of the price channel, and you want to trade longs from this area. Okay, now here is where the volume profile will come into play. In those areas that I highlighted, you want to spot significant places where big players are active. You want to see significant volume clusters. So let's say that there is a significant volume cluster in here, heavy volumes were traded in this place. So what you want to do is you want to mark this level on your chart and wait for pullback. When the price hits that heavy volume zone, then you want to enter short from here, okay? This is a short trade scenario. A long trade scenario is the same, only it's reversed. So let's say that in this place we have a significant volume cluster. You need to use volume profile to identify that. Without volume profile, you won't even know that heavy volumes were traded there, but with volume profile, you will know. And you mark that level on your chart, and when the price reaches this heavy volume zone in the future, you go long, okay? So this is how you trade the rotation using volume profile. Don't worry, we'll get to some real trading examples, so it's not just me drawing, but this is, you know, the principle how to go about trading the rotation with volume profile. Now, let me show you how to trade a trend. So if the market is in an uptrend, it could look, for example, somehow like this. And let's say that you use volume profile and identify a significant volume zone in here. So what you do is you mark this zone into your chart and wait for pullback. When the price reaches this place again in the future, that's where you enter your long. Okay, so you trade pullbacks to heavy volume zones. This is a long trade scenario. Short trade scenario is the same, but it's reversed. So imagine a downtrend looking, for example, like this, and imagine that in that downtrend there is a significant volume zone in here. So what you want to do is mark this on your chart, and when the price revisits this heavy volume zone in the future, you want to go short from there. All right, so this is how you use volume profile to trade in a trend. Now, before we go into the real examples, let me tell you where to get a volume profile. If you want to get my volume profile, the one which I'll be showing you on the real examples, then just follow the link below this video. You can get my volume profile there. But I'm not forcing you to use my volume profile. You can, for example, use volume profile from TradingView. If you have their subscription, you can use their volume profile as well. Nothing wrong with that, okay? Now let me go into the examples. So what you see here is a market which clearly is rotating. We have this top border of this rotation. This is where you should be looking for short trade entries. And here is the bottom border of the rotation. And in here, you should be looking for long trade entries. Okay, because this is a rotation. This is how you trade with the rotation. Now, on this chart, you can notice that there are a couple of volume profiles, and we will be using those to spot places where institutions were active, where heavy volumes were traded, and those will be the exact entry points for our trades. Okay, so let's start with this significant volume cluster. I'll draw a line here, and at this place, the price hits that heavy volume zone. That means short from there. Okay, we only trade the first test of the level. Then there is this significant volume cluster in that resistance zone, or in that top border of that rotation. And again, what you want to do is draw a line from there, and if the price hits that level, go short from there. Unfortunately, the price quite didn't reach this level, but if it did, then it would be another short from there. Okay, so those are the shorts based on those significant volume clusters. If you take a look at the longs, then we have this significant volume cluster. Let's mark it on the chart. This is what the price makes pull back to it. I hope that you guys can see it. And it is a long from there. Okay, another significant volume cluster within this support zone is this one. So again, you mark it on the chart. When the price hits it, long from there. Another long could be from this volume cluster. It would be like this. Okay, so it's short from here. Those are the shorts, and those are the longs. Okay, so this is how you apply what I taught you before on those drawings into real trading. Now let me give you one more example of how you can trade with in a rotating market. So again, we have a rotation and we'll be looking for shorts in roughly this area, the top border of that rotation. And we'll be looking for longs in this area, that's the bottom border of the rotation, roughly in this area, okay? So shorts from here and longs from here. Now, let's take a look at the volume profiles. Right here, this significant volume zone shows that institutional traders were active here, placing massive volumes. So that means that when the price reaches this zone, we should enter our long from there, okay? Another significant zone is this heavy volume zone. So again, mark it on the chart. When the price reaches it, then long from there, okay? As far as the shorts are concerned, we have this significant volume cluster, again, in that red zone where we are looking for shorts, right? And draw this line here, wait for pullback. When the price hits that level, it's short from there. I have this one extra volume profile here, and I placed it there because I wanted to show you a scenario where you don't enter a trade. Here is a place where very low volumes were traded, okay? There is not a significant volume cluster. That means that you don't want to go long from when the price hits this level, no long from there, because there's no significant volume cluster, okay? This is a significant volume cluster, or this is a significant volume cluster, but there's no significant volume cluster here, so no trade, okay? You need to see a significant volume cluster inside that zone that you want to trade from, okay? So this is trading the rotation. Now let me show you how to trade a trend. So in here, we have this downtrend, and in that downtrend, you can see how volumes were distributed. We are looking for significant volume clusters to trade pullbacks from, okay? So we have this significant volume cluster and this significant volume cluster. Those volume clusters, they represent place where sellers were adding to their positions as they were pushing the price downwards, okay? Those were the places where the sellers were active, okay? And those are important places. We want to trade pullbacks to them. So first take a look at this one, this volume cluster. Let's draw a line here. And when the price makes pullback to it, you want to trade short from there, like this, okay? Only the first test, don't forget that. The second volume cluster, the higher one, this one, hasn't been tested, so no trade, okay? Only if the price made a pullback, then it would be a short from there. But the price hasn't made a pullback yet, so no trade, okay? This is how to trade the trend. Let me give you a long trade scenario here. This is an uptrend, and within the uptrend, this is how the volumes look like. Those are the most significant volume clusters, and you trade pullbacks to them, okay? So when the price revisits the first volume cluster, it is long from there. When the price revisits the second volume cluster, it's long from there. In this case, there wasn't too huge reaction, but at least something. I think that this was around 20 pips on the euro dollar, if I'm not wrong. So another long from here. And this is the third volume cluster. From this place, another long. Okay, so when the market is trending, you are trading pullbacks to significant volume zones. When the market is rotating, you're looking for longs and shorts at the top and the bottom of the rotation. That's the difference between trading rotating market and a trending market. Okay, so I hope you guys liked the video. I have a little gift for you for staying until the end of the video. It's my volume profile book. If you guys are from the US, just drop your address. There's a link below the video. Drop your address there and I'll send you the physical copy of the book. I'll even cover the shipping. There are no strings attached. Just get the book, enjoy it. Let me know how you like it. Okay, so thanks for watching and I'll be looking forward to seeing you next time. Until then, happy trading.